Hey guys, Dylan from Noble Records coming at you with another video. Haven't done a heavy rotation, I guess. I don't think I did one last week. So wanted to get to it this week. Got a lot of really cool things to show you. I haven't been buying much lately. Well, I say that, but I mean, I haven't been going off the rails lately, so that's a good thing. But I've been kind of focusing my energy towards getting stuff I really, really, really want. So, I have some really great stuff in this stack. First thing was like the first few were like mega huge. The first one was the Samuel Prodi. I've showed this. I showed this like maybe a month or two ago that I got in a reissue of this, and these are really tough to find. This is an original press on Global, but I got the reissue. I don't even remember where I got it, but I listened to it and absolutely loved it. And I was like, it's one of those things where I'll never find an original, whatever, I don't care. What are the odds I'm going to find an original here in the States? And then, here a couple weeks ago, I had an extra copy of a very rare record. I won't go into what it was, but it was a very rare record, very hard to find. So I was kind of looking for something good to trade for it. So a friend of mine had this and another record, and he traded both of those for my super rare record that I had a double of. So I was really thrilled to get it. And so this is a German band, and this is like out of this world hard rock. But it's like it's real melodic too, though. Like it's got the songs are very good. Really, really strong record. It's one you don't hear a lot about. The keyboardist went on to be in the Stranglers, little claim to fame. But yeah, just a really cool record you don't hear a lot about. And yeah, check it out if you haven't heard it. It's called Samuel Prodi, and it's like really strong, really good stuff. And like I said, a lot of records are real hard and heavy, but they lack a little bit of that melodic. Good songs, they lack some of that sometimes. So this one's got it. It's got the whole package. Very good record. Another one I never thought I'd have. A friend reached out to me maybe a month ago, and he's like, hey man, I'm selling off some of my grails. And he sold me some crazy stuff. And some of the stuff went in the shop on our 2-year anniversary sale. But he had this, which was Morning by Night Sun. This is an original Zebra Records. That's the inner sleeve. With that original Zebra inner sleeve is so freaking cool. But yeah, so I had a 73 Canadian pressing of this, which is the second press. This is a original 72 German press on the Zebra Records, and man, this is a tough record to find. Another one, like I said, I never thought I'd ever see a copy of this in real life. I mean, this one and the one before both probably would go into my top 10 most valuable records in my whole collection. Like pretty rare and valuable records, and so this was one he had in there that he was selling. So I sold my 73 press to keep this one. I think I got. Well, I won't say I don't like to share numbers. It's a little sloppy, but this is one that, and it's super clean, beautiful. But anyways, if you follow my Find This Record Instagram account, I just posted. I did a post about this record, but this is like compared to like a mixture of Led Zeppelin, Deep Purple, Black Sabbath, but it's just heavier than that, like heavier if you can imagine than that. Really killer organ solos, just out of this world. Guitar solos, the drums, like they have these drum solos, which I usually hate drum solos. It's a huge pet peeve of mine. But like shorter drum solos that have like these phasers on the drums, like it sounds incredible. This is a fantastic record. If you like the early 70s hard and heavy rock, this is a absolute essential. You got to hear this record. Like I said, the 73 Canadian pressings, they go for like maybe like $250. They have reissues of it that are $20-$30 I think. But anyways, You got to hear this record. It is out of this world. I'm telling you, fantastic record. It's called Night Sun. The name of the band is Night Sun. Morning. Not like good morning, but morning like crying. With no G. Just morning. Alright. Moving right along. This is a great band. And I've just been really lucky the past month and got both their records. So this is it's called Gracious, and this is an original UK. Now I had an original US of this. I found out about this band in the best possible way. Was buying a collection and found it. Didn't know what it was. So the original US press has a different cover, but early on, like right when I was cutting my teeth into psych, and I didn't have anything, and I had this want list of just basic stuff, and I couldn't find anything in my area, and I was like getting frustrated. And this lady called me. This was probably 2013 or 14, I don't know. This lady called me and she's like, "Hey, my dad passed away and he had a ton of records. You bought records from a friend of mine a few years ago. You want to come, look at them. We want to sell them all at one shot. Whatever we don't sell to you, we're going to put out at a yard sale for $1 each tomorrow." So I was like, I better get over there. So I got over there, and just crazy stuff, unreal stuff for like just a collection buy like that. It was just all psych, all like really strong guitar stuff, and the Gracious record was in there, and I was like, and I didn't know what it was, and I took it home and listened to it. I was just blown away. Really solid hard rock. This is the UK pressing is on Vertigo. The US pressing, they're cheap. They're like $25 or $30. You got to get it. If you don't have it, you got to get it. But the UKs are really tough to find. They have this textured gatefold. I don't know if you can tell, but it's almost like alligator skin or something. But really sweet textured gatefold, and that's the inner gatefold. But man, it's just a really, really nice record. It's got the sleeve with it and all that. But hard rock, really good hard rock with, leaning towards prog as well. But just a fantastic record. So that's really rare and really tough to find, the UK. The US is easy to find and it's cheap. So if you're just cutting your teeth on it and you want to get a copy that's affordable, start off with the US press, and you can't beat it for $30 or whatever for original. You got to get one, and they're accessible. I found 20 copies since then. So, but their second record is This Is Gracious, and this is on Philips. So this is an original. I think it's the original UK. Yeah. This is a better record, I think, even than the first one, which the first one's killer. It's mind-blowing. This is just really tough to find, and it's really strange because on here, on the back, it's part of this series, and it's called, it's with Philips Records, but you have like, this is Dusty Springfield, this is the Spinners, or whatever, so it's got all this is ... and then it has the name of the artist. So I kind of went and looked into it, and when I used to think it was a comp because it just kind of seemed like it, but it's not. This is their album. But between their first record and their second record, this is a lot stronger on the songwriting end, and so it's a stronger record and a little bit more prog. But this one is. General consensus is this is a much better record than the first one, even though the first one's killer. This one's even better. So very, very tough to find. A friend of mine had this and was selling it. It was the same guy I was talking about before, and I jumped on it. I was thrilled to get it because it's one I've been looking for forever, and I've never even had a lead on one. So thrilled to have it. This is one, Afterglow. This is an original US press. This is a 1968 record, and this is just like your typical California pop psych. So this would fit in with like Jefferson Airplane, The Doors type stuff. But this is it's really good, strong pop psych. But there's nothing out there about this record. It's just like straightforward pop psych. I am more, when I started getting into psych, everything was psych, So you had Zombies, Odyssey, and Oracle. People call it the Beach Boys Pet Sound Psych, which is freaking not, but whatever. Stuff like this is psych, technically. The cover's super psychedelic and everything. But then you had stuff like, early 70s hard rock that people call psych. It's not even close to the same genre. It's totally different. So psychedelic, it can be hard to put your finger on the definition for psychedelic music, but following the trend of like the Doors, and like Sgt. Pepper's and stuff like that, it's pop music, pop rock music, but that has that psychedelic tinge to it. You know what I mean? That's all it needs to be psych, really. But if you're talking about a real psychedelic record, following, 13th Floor Elevators are considered like one of the first examples of psych, but they're garage. It's a garage record, So it's just kind of hard to put your finger on what psych really is. And people say, I collect psych. It could be a lot of different things, And like you'll be at a record show or you'll see listings on eBay that'll say psych, psych, psych. And it's like, some of it's just not psych. A lot of it's like folk or something, But it's just, I think that people categorize something as being psych if it's something that's just not, it's not radio. Then it's like psych. They'll say it's psych because it's uncommon. But anyways, this is not a very far out there record, and it's not very psychedelic, but it's a very strong pop psych example from late 60s, 68, California. Strong record. I've been looking for that for a long time. It's a tough one to get. So I had this one already. This is November. Essential early hard and heavy from Sweden. Killer stuff. But I looked for this record for a very long time. Finally got a copy maybe 6 months to a year ago. I found a copy of this. Fantastic record. Unreal. And they have 2 other records. Their second one I need, and then their third one I just got. This one's even harder to find. Really tough to get. It's just called, I don't even know what this is called. This is called 6:E November, but this is their third record. Tough to find. I think you can listen to some of it on YouTube, but this is early 70s hard rock, killer guitar. The drill. But fantastic record. Thrilled to have it. So you guys saw in my video of all the crazy stuff I was putting out on our second anniversary about this Papo's Blues. I sold my promo copy. Went to a good buddy of mine, David Gibson. He comes to the shop all the time. I was very glad it went to him, because when I'm selling something, that's so personal to me. Like, I found that record, got a really good deal on it, like maybe 6 years ago, and I've listened to it so many times. It's one I swore I would never sell. It's one of those things I'm like, if I ever sell this record, call the hospital, have me admitted. I'm going crazy, But when I found this copy, although this is this is not the promo, it is like stunning how clean this thing is. And for original Argentinian press, that is unreal how clean that record is. And the one I had, the promo I had was reasonably clean, but it wasn't perfect. And this one is perfect, so had to get it. So beautiful record. Man, this next one I've got has like a real similar look to it. But this is Jodo Guts. This is a record that, if you saw this, you probably, that kind of looks like a, I don't know, 70s rock record, I guess. It's kind of hard to put your finger on it. But it's really killer hard rock. Fantastic guitar. And I've been looking for this record for a really long time. And it's one that's just evaded me time and time again. Can't find it. And I kind of like put it on the back burner. I was like, I'll look for it. It'll come along eventually. And I was doing a trade. Shout out to Matt Sands. Matt Sands is like the first YouTube channel I started watching. And so he's been posting more lately, but him and the psych professor kind of got real busy and hadn't been posting for past couple years, but they're back in the swing of things. They're putting out videos, they're cranking them out like every week. So I'm super stoked for them. And stoked to see the videos. They both know a ton about psych. But anyways, so they're the ones that got kind of got me into it. And so I remember him showing this record forever ago, and that's how I heard about it, was through him. And so as the years have gone by, the prices have gone up on these, and they've been really tough to get a hold of. So I was trading with him, and had a record he really wanted. I don't want to spoil it if you watch his channel. I want him to be able to tell you what it was, but in the trade, I acquired this, which actually I didn't even tell him I wanted it. I just told him, I said, hey, I know him so well, and he knows me so well. I said, hey, I trust you. Just send me some things, and I'll send you this record. And what I sent him was a grail, and he did me right. He sent me this and some other things, but this is just one I've been looking for, and it's funny. It's the same copy that he showed where I heard about it for the first time all those years ago. So really good hard rock record, great guitar stuff on it. Really good. It's right down my alley. Checks all my boxes. So let's grab a couple more here. Man, I got a lot of good records to show. Got an original UK Fleetwood Mac. First found this record. There used to be a record store in Charlotte called the Wax Museum. If you're from Charlotte, I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but it was for years I drove by it and I thought it was a wax museum, like that had wax figures and stuff in it, and never went in. And one day I was out looking for records and I wasn't finding anything, and I was like, man, and I'd heard they had records, but never been in there, and I was, you don't really want to go into a place like that because you walk in and it's going to be awkward. You're going to be the only one there. There's going to be some weird person trying to get you to look at these wax figures. And that's the way I saw it in my head. But I was so desperate, and I was like, I'll go in there. And I went in there, and there's no wax figures anywhere. It's just a ton of records. And I didn't make the connection that the Wax Museum meant like wax is a slang for record, or for, vinyl. So anyways, went in there, started finding tons of crazy good stuff. And I went in there like every week, and I thought it was my little honey hole that no one knew about, but everybody knew about it, I guess. You just had to hit it at the right time, and you could find some really good deals on stuff. I mean, you'd find like Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, The Doors, really good sellable stuff for like $5, $6, $7, and it's like clean. I mean, and they had tons of new stuff coming in all the time. So, anyways, but I found this record, but it was a U.S. version there, and I was like, I've never seen that Fleetwood Mac record, and this was probably like 2012. And I was like, oh, I've never seen that Fleetwood Mac record. I'll get it. Maybe it's good. And I put it on, and I was like, is this a mistake? What is going on? This is great. Which is no slight to Fleetwood Mac, but the early Fleetwood Mac that I discovered, this is Peter Green's Fleetwood Mac. So Peter Green, I'm sure you guys have all heard of him many times, but I talk about him a reasonable amount in my videos. Out of this world, underrated guitar player. He should be up there with Hendrix and Clapton and all them. Fantastic. He had his bouts with like mental health and stuff. And he was basically the founder of Fleetwood Mac. But just, he played in a bunch of different bands and did a bunch of amazing things. But just really killer blues guitar, hard electric blues guitar. Great stuff. So this is an original on UK, the Blue Horizon label. I have an original US, but it's just one of those records that I'm going to have both. It's fine. This is one's called Gas. And Peter Green wasn't in this band. I just got this record. I hadn't talked about it yet on my channel. Got it like a month ago. He wasn't in this band, but he played on this record. He played on a couple tracks of this record, and he sticks out like a sore thumb. You can identify his playing from a mile away. But this is a really good. It's funny because it's got such a blend of I guess you would call it prog if you had to put a name on it, but it's got a really good blend between like prog and almost funk. there's some funky moments in it where you're like, that was cool. I mean, the way that it blends in, man. So they do like Kulu Se Mama, which is like it's real funky, and Peter Green plays on it, and it's just a fantastic record. Really cool, very interesting. Like if you're into like the, you know, a lot of the things I listen to, like the early 70s hard rock stuff, a lot of it bleeds together and it's pretty similar. You know, and with the psych stuff too, and the prog stuff too. It's just a lot of it kind of bleeds together. This one stands out. It's different. It's a very different, but it's called Gas. And the name of the record is Juju, G-A-U-J-U. Gas with 2 S's. That's a tough record to find, but it's original UK of that. Speaking of great rock, this is Free, the band Free. This is an original UK pressing of Tons of Sobs, and I have the US pressing, but I got this recently, and I'll probably just swap them out. But Free, you guys know, you know, their hit was All Right Now, and I'm sure everybody knows this, but if you don't, Paul Rodgers, the lead singer of Free, went on to be in Bad Company, which I grew up on Bad Company. My dad loved Bad Company, and I remember hearing that the guy from Free was also the guy from Bad Company. I'm like, oh really? I guess I can hear it, you know, when I was a kid. And All Right Now is the Free song everybody knows, but their records, man, Free is a fantastic band, out of this world stuff. So, I bought some records on eBay. Now, don't before you get upset, just listen. This was months ago, I think, like a month and a half, 2 months ago. Since then, I have slowed it down on eBay to almost a complete stop. Almost completely stopped buying on eBay. I did buy something this week, but I can't even remember what it was now. But anyways, these, I don't even know what made me buy these. I don't know how I found them, but I got a good deal on them on eBay. And this is Witch, Moving On. So Witch is this band from Zambia. And they're, you know, past couple years, there's been a spotlight on Zamrock, which is like the psychedelic, it's like psychedelic Afrobeat pretty much. I mean, it's got crazy guitar solos, all that stuff. It's got that psych feel to it, and even like psych and the rock feel to it, but it's got more of an Afrobeat rhythm. So Witch is kind of considered like the pioneer of Zamrock. Like they have so many great albums. Lazy Bones probably the most well-known one. But down the road, they got a little bit more boogie funk. And so this is the boogie funk record that they have. Really funky, really great. I love this record. But to find a Witch record in decent condition is impossible. This one's in decent shape. It's pretty good. Witch stands for We Intend to Cause Havoc. It's like an acronym. But this one's not too shabby. It's not like in mint condition or anything. But for a record from Zambia, it is near mint. You know, because they're just always trashed. But very tough to find any original Witch stuff. I'd like to get them all eventually, but they have a bunch, and like they're some of their more like Zamrock records are a lot more expensive. And even though that one's expensive and tough to find, I got a great deal on it. This one is Ricky Ilonga. This is an original Zambian press, which this is a grail. This is what the label looks like. But this one's in rough shape. And, you know, if you follow me on Find This Record, I did a clip of it. And it's just like, you know, it sounds like you're sitting by a fire the whole time. It's a real crackly the whole way through. But these barely exist in good condition. I know that, like, one that was in VG Plus condition just sold for $1,500. It's that rare because they just don't ever come along, you know. But this is seminal Zamrock, really good stuff. Ricky Ilonga was in Museo Tunya. Museo Tunya is the name of the band, and I have one of their records called Wings of Africa, and it's killer. But they're early Zambian Zamrock band that everybody knows. Well, a lot of the people that are in that circle know. But he was a founding member of that. He was real young. Played every instrument on this record. Most of them are. They got really good guitar solos. The vocals are cool. The songs are cool. There's one song in there that's like acoustic slide guitar with harmonica. Just a really really cool record. So I'm thrilled to have this, even though it's in rough condition. It's one that to find in any condition super rare, and that's a really cool record. Gosh, I'm running out of time here. My made up time construct that I've put on myself to not go out of control. Van Morrison Astral Weeks. This is a 78, so it's not an original, but 78 white label promo Japanese pressing. There is a first Japanese pressing, 68, and it's on red vinyl, and it's like $2,000. Crazy. So this is the only Japanese pressing that's like findable and affordable. Somebody brought this in a couple months ago. I put it on the Holy Moly wall. It never sold, and I was listening to it the other day in the shop. I was like, I don't even have a copy of Astral Weeks. It's one of my absolute favorite records, and I've been waiting on a good copy to come through. Haven't seen one in a while. I was like, screw it, I'm keeping this thing. So I took it home. It's been on the wall for like 2 months. I'm definitely taking it home. Don't know why it had been on the wall so long, but this is like near mint Japanese promo. Look at that sample sticker. But if you don't know this record, this is a really, really great record. Probably my favorite Van Morrison record. Really fantastic stuff, so I'm glad to have that. I'm not going to show this one because of time. This is a really cool John Mayall and the Bluesbreakers with Eric Clapton. This is an original UK mono. Just a really clean copy. This is a record that eluded me for years and years on my earlier days of collecting when I was a kid. All of my collection was basically stuff I found at thrift stores and flea markets and all that stuff, and I could just never find this record for 10, 15 years. I never ran across one. I found everything else I wanted, but this was just one. And so now when I find an interesting copy, I have a little bit of pause before I sell it, just because it's just embedded in my DNA. All right, we're coming down to the last few. Friend of the shop, Kyle. He doesn't watch these videos, I don't think, but he's a hip hop guy. But he's kind of a person that has come around and been really nice, nicer than normal. And a lot of people are nice to you, and you can tell they're nice because they want like first dibs on things, and they're fake nice. Kyle is real nice. Kyle is nice to where if you can never do anything for him, he's still nice. That's a rare type of nice. But that's genuine, and I love people like that. And they're hard to find, because usually if someone's real nice to you, it's because they are sucking up to you so they can get something. Especially at the shop, I get a lot of people that are like, they really are pretending to be nice, but when it comes down to it, they're not. They're just wanting first dibs on records or like hook up or something. Kyle's absolutely 100% not that way. Really good guy. Anyways, so we were talking back and forth. He collects pretty much only hip hop, and I don't have a ton of hip hop in the shop. I just don't find a ton of original hip hop stuff. And he still comes in and shops, and like we talk about samples and stuff. And I show him records that were sampled on hip hop records and stuff. It's interesting, but I was telling him like this was my first record I ever bought with my own money. My mom would buy me records, like real like records, but like I don't know why. Well, I do know why. My sister's boyfriend, who is now my brother-in-law, he was 16. What year did this come out? This came out in 2002. He was 16, and so I was. He must have been 17. I was 14, and this album came out, and I wanted it real bad, and because he had it, and he always listened to it. He had a Camaro, thought it was the coolest thing. He always listened to his Camaro. So I went to CD Warehouse, and I slid the CD across the counter, and they looked at me, and they knew I was only 14, but they still let me buy it. And anyways, so it's this Nellyville. it's just one of these records. It's got Air Force Ones on it, Dilemma, Kelly Rowland, Pimp Juice, you know. What other good ones? It has Splurge, love that one. Rock the Mic remix. Anyways, number one. Holy crap! I gotta throw this on after this video. But anyways, Kyle gave it to me because he knew it was I bought the CD, and I've always kind of wanted an original. It's not like it's like a $40 record, I guess, but it's just so cool to have. I don't know. I'm sorry. Next one is J and K Stone Bone with George Benson, Herbie Hancock, Bob James, Ron Carter. Yeah, I mean, outstanding people on this record. This is one somebody traded in. It's like, it's a CTI, so anything on this CTI label, you always grab it. It's just kind of the rule. When you're out looking, you see CTI, you get it. There's some really great CTIs. There's some that are meh, okay, but none of them are bad. This, I think they only ever released this CTI originally in Japan, and so this is a reissue on like red vinyl or something. But really good, funky jazz, killer stuff. That one, if you see it, the reissue's cheap. Get it. The original Japanese CTI is like $2,000. So it's the most expensive CTI I've ever seen, because most CTIs are like, some of them are $5, some of them are $3, some of them are $30, but none of them are none of them are over $30. But anyways, last but not least is this King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard Butterfly 3000. This is on yellow vinyl. They started doing these paper bags on them, but this is what the cover looks like. You know, King Gizzard, they are one of those bands. They put out so much freaking stuff. Like, they put out like 3 or 4 records a year. I'm not even joking. It's hard to keep up with. And so I've been trying to keep up with them, and a lot of their records, not that it's a bad thing, but a lot of their records, they get into this rhythm to where they sound the same. Especially with like the, you know, microtonal tuning that they do. It's just, it all sounds kind of, you know, similar. That is more synth driven, and it's very good, and I like it a lot. So anyways, thank y'all so much for watching this video. Appreciate it. Sorry it's so long. We'll see you next time.